Hey everyone, we are Basis Theory. My name is Colin. I'm one of the co-founders here, and I'm joined today by Brandon Weber, who's our VP of Engineering. Brandon and his team built this entire platform from scratch over the past year and a half, and we're excited to show off some of its capabilities with you all here today. First question for the audience. How many of you operators rely on collecting customer data, bank data, or card data to run your business? The answer should be everyone, and we felt this too at our previous companies, which is why we decided to set out to build a platform that abstracts away all of the challenges, burdens, and complexities oftentimes associated with managing and interacting with that sensitive data. Think PCI, GDPR, HIPAA, Notch's new rules, and the millions of other compliance requirements that are coming down the pike. By providing advanced tokenization and vaulting services delivered via a single API, we enable a myriad of different use cases for our customers who range from early to late stage fintech and payments companies all the way through to publicly traded e-commerce companies and financial institutions. The CTO of a large enterprise tech company recently referred to GDPR as the greatest destroyer of product roadmaps, which I thought was funny. I asked him what he meant by that, and he said when GDPR dropped, he had to throw out his entire roadmap for the year and focus on becoming GDPR compliant. That's a scary thought for all of us Finovators. In building the platform, we drew on previous experience from companies including Twilio, Figure, Klarna, Dwolla, and focused very intently on the developer experience. Instead of talking about how we did that, let's focus on why that's important to you and your businesses. First, speed. Think time to market, time to compliance, time to safety in a single sprint. 2, control. Think about owning and maintaining access to your most sensitive data instead of letting that get locked away with a single vendor or third party. And 3, flexibility. Feel free to use as much or as little of the Basis Theory platform as you need to get your job done and get your job done quickly. Enough from me. Let's get to the demo. Let's pretend Acme Corp is a fintech building a Web 2 or Web 3 application that needs to onboard a user, verify their identity, and transfer funds onto the platform. Brandon's going to show you how you and your developers can do that all in a matter of minutes.
Awesome. Thank you. So in this example here, we need to be able to capture PII information, including highly sensitive data, such as a social security number. And then we also want to be able to capture their bank account so we can connect the bank account and transfer funds. So when I click Submit, that information is going to get sent to Basis Theory. We're going to verify their identity. We're also going to go and connect this, their bank account, and then we're going to go ahead and transfer $1,000 from their account over. But the interesting thing with this demo is Acme Corp never saw or touched any of the underlying data at all, therefore drastically reducing their compliance and risk associated if they had to store this information themselves or deal with touching credit card data or bank data. So let's take a look and see how this actually works. So at the top here, you see 3 tokens that we created. We generated a user token, a social security number token, and a bank token. If you look on the screen, we've highlighted some of the fields in here. So the green is the user information that we captured, the red is the social security, and the blue is the bank. And the way we're able to do that is Basis Theory offers, if you look on the right, some drop-in components. These are components that your engineers can put directly on the page and make them look and feel exactly like how they would if you were touching the data yourself. And then with just a single line of code that you can call, we can tokenize all that information in one call back to Basis Theory. Now, that information lives within Basis Theory, and now you're just working in terms of tokens. However, we still need to be able to interact with third parties. So Basis Theory offers a proxy. And what a proxy allows you to do is to be able to make API calls to third parties without touching the underlying data. That information passes through Basis Theory, and we handle the detokenization and sending on the plain text information on third parties. These are great, for instance, if you need to go get a token from a payment facilitator, maybe you need to do a verification, like an identity check or credit check. This works great for those use cases. So in this example, we're actually going to make a call to Alloy, and we're going to get back a response from Alloy, and they're going to do our identity verification. However, sometimes you may run into advanced scenarios. Good use cases might be situations like, hey, I need to actually process files, or maybe I need to do machine learning or analytics on my data, or other types of use cases like file generation or file processing. At which point we built something called reactors. Reactors are these secure sandbox code environments that your engineers can write their own code, and Basis Theory executes it on their behalf. So your developers can continue to use the tools, the workflows, and all the current processes they have available, upload them to us, and we handle the processing, the compliance, and the risk on your behalf, so that way your systems are out of compliance and scope. So in here, we're going to execute this reactor. And basically what the code is for that reactor is right here. So this code is actually what's being executed on Basis Theory's platform. Your developers would actually be owning all this code, and then we're handling that execution for them. So they can pull in things like dependencies and make other calls like that. But obviously, you don't want your business 100% dependent on Basis Theory for all things, right? So if you need to make transactions, or you want to be able to go, now that you've got that bank information, you want to go directly to Stripe in this example, you don't have to go through Stripe. So in this example, we're actually transferring funds, and we're just using the payment token that we got back from Stripe. And as you can see here, we're actually just using Stripe's SDK directly. However, there's also situations, though, where you may come in and let's say somebody calls into customer service and says, hey, there was a problem with my account. You transferred the wrong amount of funds, or the information's wrong. We offer a search capabilities as well, so we can search over all your encrypted and secure data, therefore resolving your systems and keeping your systems out of PCI scope. So in this situation, we actually searched over the social security number without ever decrypting it and returning that information back. Great for reporting, great for other use cases like customer service type examples.
Thank you. We're in the way back if you guys want to learn more. Thank you.
Yeah.